Another day means another element to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection digital release date saga. Hey, we're back at it again. Got for you guys a small update in regards to a few things of note for the Legacy Collection. If you watched my video from yesterday, you know that somebody on PlayStation made an oopsie because they actually had the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection storefront up and live on the PlayStation Store. They had a pre-order button, but if you tried to pre-order, it was giving you an error. However, in the actual synopsis details of the listing, it did mention a 10/29/25 release date, which was also essentially like a 10/30/25 midnight release. It was like 11 p.m. 10/29, so essentially a 10/30/25 release date for the Legacy Collection digitally, which is pretty much what we got echoed back like 4 or 5 weeks ago from Gamatsu, when initially they broke that on the back end of the PlayStation storefront, there was like this placeholder date in the source code of a 10/30/2025 date. So twice we've seen this uploaded on the PlayStation Store in some capacity, and twice it's now been removed. So safe to say that 9/30/25 is probably out of the equation, and 10/30/25, at least at this point in time, seems to be the best rough estimate on when exactly the digital version of the Legacy Collection is gonna be released. So yeah, right now you can actually go to the PlayStation storefront, try to reload that page, and you get an error message, which I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, it seems like someone made an oopsie, but it took them like 7 hours to remove the page. Within like 5 minutes of me posting my video yesterday, it was gone. Go read the comment section. Everyone's like, Dynasty, I swear to God, it's just removed. So, yeah. Got for you guys a small update about that. Also, I got you guys a mention of the CRT filter in the Legacy Collection from Stephen Frost over on X. And lastly, this is kind of exciting. I actually found out about this yesterday, but I was waiting for today to talk about it. So you guys do know that the collector's edition of the Legacy Collection comes with Big Daddy Goro controller holder, but also this Mortal Kombat lore book. And when they've been pressed, Digital Eclipse, about like the contents of the lore book, they simply say you should probably ask Limited Run Games about how many pages there are in this thing. If there's any just, you know, art illustrations, concept arts, interviews, character lore, like we don't even know the contents of this lore book that's in the collector's edition. So I know a lot of you guys are concerned about what exactly you paid for. Completely valid. Well, how about this? Exciting news. On Amazon, as of yesterday, there's now a pre-order for another Mortal Kombat lore style book. And this one gives you preview images, a nice synopsis of everything you'll be reading. It's like $50. So if you don't want to wait for Limited Run Games to just miraculously drop this at your doorstep one day without knowing what exactly it entails, you have an alternative. That's awesome. So yeah, got that to be showcased today. If you're excited for all this stuff, or you just want to support your boy, it takes you a second if you could. Drop a like on the video, because without you, these MK videos don't happen. With that said, let me share with you guys what happens if you actually try to load up the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection storefronts today, as of right now. So here we go. When you try to reload the storefront link from yesterday, this is what you get met with. This probably isn't what you're looking for. Back to store or home. Now, I believe currently right now the storefront is still active like on Steam, on Xbox, but obviously they weren't leaking new details like a release date in their storefronts yesterday. PlayStation was, and it's completely gone. They didn't even just remove the release date. They legit just scrapped the entirety of this, which again makes me think like 10/30/2025 is probably when the digital version of the Legacy Collection will be dropping, which honestly is not that bad because, again, like I mentioned in my video from yesterday, that just means you gotta wait 1 month for your physicals if you don't want to buy this game digitally and obviously physically. So yeah, man, this is pretty insane. I did not expect them to completely remove everything, but they did. We'll see how long this stays removed, but, I mean, this just makes it seem like the leak was, in fact, a real leak. Someone made an oopsie, someone probably got fired, and still, Digital Eclipse has not really said much about the release date. No updates from them at all about it, so, for now, 10/30/2025. Just keep that in your head. Now, in regards to the CRT filter, Stephen Frost, the head at Digital Eclipse, had this to say: was just stepping back a bit today and had to admire the latest version of the CRT filter in Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Amazing, after decades, these games still look so great. I found myself standing there for a while just staring at the screen. So that's pretty exciting. We do have confirmation that they're using the exact same CRT filters that were actually showcased and implemented in the TMNT Cowabunga collection that they worked on. So yeah, man, can't wait to see my built-in anti-aliasing blur effect. So yeah, I'm glad Stephen Frost is pretty much hyping up these CRT filters, because a lot of you guys for weeks and months have been saying the game looks way too sharp. It looks super pixelated, not good. Thumbs up. This is going to solve all our issues, I hope. As for the final topic of the day, new art book explores Mortal Kombat's bloody 30-year visual history. The aptly titled Mortal Kombat Flawless Victory will be published on October 21st. So potentially 9 days before the launch of the digital version of the Legacy Collection. Should have been 3 days before the launch of the second movie as well. Man, I know they want a summer movie, but Mortal Kombat in the fall just kind of feels like it was made for that in so many aspects. I'm sorry, but I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. They kicked this off by saying, more than 30 years ago, Mortal Kombat hit arcades, kicking off the hyper-violent franchise that now spans numerous video games, big-budget movies, comics, even an animated series. Soon, fans can get an inside look at the franchise's gore-splattered history thanks to the upcoming art book, Mortal Kombat Flawless Victory, written by Ian Flynn, the lead writer of IDW Publishing's Sonic the Hedgehog comic series and Sonic Frontiers. The $50 hardcover book releases October 21st and is up for pre-order on Amazon. So I'll actually share with you guys the storefront in a second. You can see here, according to the book's Amazon page, Mortal Kombat Flawless Victory will feature over 300 pages of concept sketches, renders, illustrations. The art will be presented alongside exclusive interviews with the development team at NetherRealm Studios, commentary from Flynn, and an in-depth look at fan-favorite characters like Scorpion, Raiden, and Liu Kang. How are they gonna not mention Sub-Zero? So here we go. This is the actual storefront on Amazon. You can see here you're actually saving a bit if you pre-order, because the list price is $60, not $50. So you get a small discount if you do pre-order, and if you're not a fan of actually collecting books, you want this like digitally, you have a Kindle option for like $19. Says here, Mortal Kombat Flawless Victory, a visual history of the iconic series. Fatality, delve behind the scenes of one of the most storied and gleefully gruesome franchises in fighting game history. Takes readers on a journey through the visual history of the iconic, over-the-top fighting game that was first introduced to the world back in 1992. Again, it mentions exclusive interviews, fighters, foes, and fatalities. Get an in-depth look at the compelling characters. Aha, there's Sub-Zero mentioned finally. Environments and legendary moves that bring Mortal Kombat to life. Now, the meat and potatoes of this are the actual preview images here. You can see Mortal Kombat Flawless Victory, a visual history of the iconic series. Ooh! And from the jump, got a bunch of even recent combat arts, concept art, combat art, concept art. Got some Mortal Kombat Deception art here. Got the Armageddon intro, some MK9 here, MK11. Believe this is Mortal Kombat. Is this Deadly Alliance? That might be Deadly Alliance. Some type of MK3 version, MK4, MK2. Then you got here MK1. Legacy of Combat, the games. I like that word. We should coin that. Combat art for concept art. Now, like I said, they actually give you a lot of insight on what you'll be getting. So from the jump here, you can see on the left, you have what appears to be, I'd assume, all of the sketches that Tobias had, which is pretty insane to think you can have that on a hardcover book. Rokuru belongs to a race of demon warriors called the Demons of the Dark. Interesting. It says, the game, the original title that changed the fighting game genre and marked a shift in video gaming as a whole. Mortal Kombat set all the series standards from the start. The lifelike visuals, epic dark fantasy premise, and gruesome uses of excessive violence. It also seeded the very first hidden character encounters and other toasty surprises, and marked the beginning of the classic era. When asked about the series' desire for realism and where to draw the line, Ed shared, digitized graphics was something Midway Games was doing for years before the very first Mortal Kombat, so we were using the tech that was available to us. This involved using photographs and videotape references of real people and objects to create graphics at the time. It was a state-of-the-art and almost nobody was doing it. However, the very first Mortal Kombat games took it a step further and presented things with a more hyper-realism. The amount of blood was ridiculous and unrealistic, but it was outrageous and fun. Fighters would perform impossible movements, and the hyper-realism became a signature part of what defined Mortal Kombat. From that point forward, it was expected. As far as a line, I don't know if we have a specific definition of it, but there definitely is a line we draw. There have been plenty of ideas that didn't make it into the game because they crossed it. So, I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. Is this like an early take on, I don't even know, like Goro or something? Or Kuro? That's interesting. Up here we have Liu Kang, hero, protagonist. Michael Grimm, Elder God, maybe? Curtis, Striker, Skeptic, Raiden, Mentor, Kano, Trickster, Ninja Hunter, Ninja Hunted. So that was initially Sub-Zero Scorpion. Wow, this is so cool. Gongorzo, Threshold Guardian, Shang Lao, Shapeshifter Antagonist. So Shang Tsung was going to be called Shang Lao. I did not know that. Kitsune Herald. 500 years ago, Shang Lao corrupts the Shaolin tournament after Gongoro becomes champion. So that, I guess, is Goro. Gongoro. Lao uses the souls of dead warriors to stay immortal and appease his lads, his gods. It's really hard to read this, guys. Shang Gao's gods want to invade our realm. They use the tournament to unbalance the foes. When Earth realms in chaos, Shang Lao's gods can step through the dimensional gates. Shang Lao's island is the gateway. Tournaments are generational. Wow. Then here we have the settings. The main courtyard, the first series of, I can't even read this, guy. Something Shang Lao's fortress. Dead, setting sun, night, lighting, storm. This is really cool, man. Lin Kuei Ninja right here. It says the actual identity of the warrior is unknown, however, based on the markings of his uniform. It's believed to belong to the Lin Kuei, a legendary Chinese ninja. So yeah, man, this stuff is super cool to see. Then we get another page right here showcasing some sketches of Goro, then the actual model that we reacted to just a few days ago in the tour of NetherRealm. The actual prop they used to make Goro digitized in Mortal Kombat 1. And I like the way this is presented. Like, it's super clean. They've got the images. I love how they actually have, like, references from the actual game itself, like the OG insert coin MK1 screen. That's awesome. And again, if you want, you can actually pause and read this because it's pretty in-depth. Like, they have quotes here. We wanted to do a big hulking character as an intimidating boss, says Tobias. Initial thoughts were to find a muscular actor, but the idea of something more fantastical forced us into being more creative. I immediately thought of stop-motion puppetry used in the old Ray Harrison films that we grew up watching. Our already limited frame count made the frame-by-frame process of stop-motion puppetry attainable for us, and a puppet will let us be more creative with our design. So in keeping with our Asian-inspired mythological themes, a four-armed half-human dragon was the impetus of what became Goro. Wow. This is pretty fucking awesome. I didn't realize how special fatalities would be until I saw a crowd at an arcade react to seeing one for the first time. It also introduced the Test Your Might challenge, challenging players' input time to shatter increasingly dense materials. So, yeah, dude, this book is fucking sick. Here's some more concept art. Scorpion throughout the years, 2D sketch, 3D PNG file from MK Warehouse. Featured combatants, some Melina love as well. Melina's origin is far kinder in Fire God Liu Kang's new era, so again, this is as recent as the new era. Woo-wee! this is sick. Oh, wow. We got the OGs like the Water God guy and stuff. Fujin. The story. We got Mythologies Raiden. So yeah, man. Shinnok. As revealed in the 3D era, Shinnok is a fallen elder god and ruler of the NetherRealm. This is awesome. So yeah, man. I'll probably be pre-ordering this because I'm not actually getting the collector's edition for the Legacy Collection. And at least like this, I have an idea of what I'll be getting. I'm not going to sit here and say this will be better than the Legendary Collector's Edition version of whatever the lore book is. But dude, come on. Come on. This has seemingly a lot of good shit in it. So if you missed out, this should always be available, and that's pretty fucking awesome. So yeah, I'll have a link to this down below if you guys want to pre-order it. I think it's pretty awesome. But guys, that's all I got for y'all today. What do you think of the PlayStation Store removing the storefront for the Legacy Collection with the $49.99 price tag and the $10/29/25 release date? Do you think it's dropping 10/30? Do you think it's dropping after 10/30? Want to hear all your thoughts on this? What do you think of the lore book? Are you excited for those CRT filters? If you enjoyed, drop a like on it. Of course, subscribe for more MK content like this on the channel. Till next time, been your host, been Dynasty. Guys, please take care, stay safe. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. For real, thank you for everything. I love you all. Be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Yeah. 87 on it, crack, but I'm